What if luxury wasn't just something you owned, but something you drove? In 2025, the road isn't just a path, it's a runway for the world's boldest machines, from handcrafted interiors soaked in elegance, to horsepower that hums like a symphony of power. These SUVs aren't just vehicles, they're status symbols on wheels, ready to experience what only the top 1% dare to drive. Let's unveil the 15 most luxurious SUVs on Earth. Number 15, 2025 Cadillac Escalade. Our list begins in America with the Cadillac Escalade, an icon of extravagant SUV luxury. The Escalade is a full-size American SUV that shouts presence. Under its hood lies a burly 6.2-liter V8 with dynamic fuel management, delivering 420 horsepower. The Escalade is also offered with a 3-liter diesel inline-six, 277 HP, but the V8 is king here. Inside, the cabin is a tech fortress. A massive 55-inch curved OLED display spans the dashboard, providing instrumentation and infotainment in one ultra-wide panoramic screen. The quality is Cadillac-grade sumptuous. Think leather everywhere, wood and metal trims, and options like a 42-speaker AKG surround sound system to make every drive a concert. Ride comfort is top tier thanks to adaptive air suspension that keeps passengers isolated from bumps, earning Cadillac's promise of magnetic ride control smoothness. All-wheel drive is available for confidence in any weather, and the Escalade can tow up to 200 pounds, useful if you're hauling a luxury yacht. The 2025 Escalade competes head-to-head with its one-time rival, the Lincoln Navigator, but with a more modern tech suite and the prestige of the Cadillac crest. For pricing, expect around $90,000 for a base Escalade and well over $100,000 for higher trims, easily creeping into six figures once loaded. The target customer is the classic American luxury buyer. Think Hollywood celebrities, professional athletes, or Fortune 500 execs who want to arrive in style. Fun fact, Escalade comes from the French word for scaling, as in climbing to success. The Escalade was even crowned the official vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys, cementing its place as a symbol of American opulence. Number 14, 2025 Lincoln Navigator. Sitting just a whisker below the Escalade is its longtime American rival, the Lincoln Navigator. The 2025 Navigator is a plush 3-row SUV from Ford's luxury arm. It packs a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 that in top black-labeled trim makes around 440 horsepower and a stout 510 lb-ft torque. That means straight-line performance that is still brisk for its size. Lincoln prides itself on refinement. The Navigator's cabin is nearly whisper quiet thanks to acoustic laminated glass and active noise cancellation technology. Materials are rich, loads of supple leather, real wood and metal accents, and Lincoln's Manhattan interior package even adds 30-way power-adjustable seats with massage function. The Navigator L long wheelbase model can seat up to 8 adults, and even the standard version is extremely roomy. In tech terms, Navigator features a 13.2-inch central touchscreen, a digital instrument cluster, and available 28-speaker Revel audio. It includes adaptive cruise with semi-autonomy, a head-up display, and night vision optionally. Ride quality is a highlight. A sophisticated air suspension ensures a smooth, floating ride. Like the Escalade, it can tow well over 8,000 pounds. It's rated up to 8,600 pounds for big trailers or boats. On price, Lincoln's full-size SUV is slightly more affordable, starting around $88,000 for the base standard Navigator L. Black Label flagship models can top $115,000, though still the price of a small house. Number 13, 2025 Lexus LX600. Dropping down to 2025 for our next pick, we cross the Pacific to Japan. The Lexus LX600 is the new generation of Toyota's legendary full-size 4x4. Unlike the Escalade and Navigator, the LX is as comfortable in a desert as it is a dinner party. It's essentially a super luxe Land Cruiser. Under the bonnet sits a twin-turbocharged 3.4-liter V6, replacing the old V8, churning out about 409 horsepower and 479 lb-ft of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic and full-time 4WD, giving strong off-road chops. Despite its off-road roots, The LX600 interior is resplendent. Open-pore wood trim, soft leather, and plenty of hand-stitched detail. Top trims feature 4-zone climate, heated, ventilated seats all around, and an available Mark Levinson 25-speaker audio system. One neat Lexus touch is Climate Concierge, coordinating seat and steering wheel heating cooling with cabin climate settings for maximum comfort. The LX also has cutting-edge tech, a large 12.3-inch infotainment screen with a touchpad controller and an equally sized digital gauge display. It offers advanced safety radar cruise, blind spot monitoring, and more. At the push of a button, it can instantly switch to full off-road mode with crawl control, multi-terrain select, and four-wheel steering to tightly navigate tight trails. On-road, the ride is adjustable air suspension smoothing bumps. Lexus calls it adaptive variable suspension with AVS. In terms of cost and positioning, the LX600 is pricey. It starts around $105,500 for a base 4WD model, and ultra-luxe versions can soar above $120,000. It competes with the Escalade and Navigator on price, but is often chosen for its legendary reliability and off-road pedigree. The typical buyer is a wealthy global jet-setter who maybe owns a beachfront estate. They want luxury with serious all-terrain capability. Fun fact, LX stands for luxury crossover, but the LX still offers full 4x4 low-range gearing and body-on-frame strength. Number 12, 2025 Maserati Levante Trofeo. At number 12, we move to Italy with the Maserati Levante Trofeo, a performance-focused SUV bursting with exotic charm. Maserati's only SUV, the Levante is crafted in Modena. The Trofeo trim houses Maserati's potent 3.8L twin-turbo V8, shared with the MC20 sports car, producing 580 horsepower and a thunderous exhaust note. With this engine, the Trofeo sprints 0 to 60 in roughly 3.8 seconds, making it one of the quickest three-row SUVs around. Power flows through an 8-speed auto to a Q4 all-wheel drive system that can split torque front to back to maximize grip. Inside, the Levante blends Italian flair with luxury. You'll find full-grain leather or suede Alcantara, carbon fiber or wood trim options, and seats that can be trimmed in matching colors to Ferrari interiors. The cabin carries a sporty vibe, a flat-bottom steering wheel, aluminum paddle shifters, and red stitch details. On the tech side, there's an 8.4-inch central touchscreen with Maserati's latest software, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and an optional Bowers & Wilkins sound system, or Harman Kardon bass. It also offers adaptive air suspension and active roll bars for a comfortable yet agile ride. One signature Maserati touch is the old-school analog clock perched atop the dash, a nod to heritage. $90,000. Another is the distinctive Trident logo everywhere, and the Levante's grille evokes Ferrari. Pricing reflects its exclusivity. A Levante Trofeo starts in the mid and quickly climbs with options, often landing around $130,000 or more. In the global luxury market, it slots below Bentley and Rolls-Royce but above mass-market brands. Number 11, 2025 Aston Martin DBX 707. Slotting in at number 11 is the Aston Martin DBX 707, the top performance variant of Aston's only SUV. Aston Martin wanted to make a crossover that drives like a supercar, and the DBX 707 lives up to that promise. Under its hood sits a Mercedes-AMG-derived twin-turbo 4-liter V8 producing a staggering 697 horsepower, 900 Nm torque. Yes, nearly 700 HP in an SUV. This power plant blasts the DBX 707 to 60 miles per hour in about 3.2 seconds, with a top speed around 193 mph. It uses a quick-shifting 9-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive to harness that power. Unlike German rivals, the DBX 707 channels its tuning through Aston's own chassis engineers for handling that's sharper than you'd expect from an SUV. Inside, the DBX 707 is as plush as you'd hope. Aston focuses on handcrafted materials, think quilted leather on seats and dash, and high-end details like knurled aluminum controls. New for 2025 is a tech overhaul. Dual 25-inch high-def screens for cluster and infotainment, with wireless Apple CarPlay, and even a built-in Amazon Alexa voice assistant. The center stack has some analog toggles amid the digital screens, blending old school and new. Aston calls it an all-new technically advanced interior. Ride comfort is surprisingly good. Adaptive suspension firms up in sport modes but smooths out in comfort settings. The DBX 707 keeps many luxury SUV features such as 4-zone climate, panoramic sunroof, and even an Aston-specific active noise cancellation for quiet cruising. On price, the DBX 707 is steep, roughly $240,000 or more, placing it among ultra-luxury ranks. It's targeted at wealthy enthusiasts. Imagine someone who wants a Lamborghini Urus but prefers the sound of a twin-charged V8 and the cachet of a grand touring Aston. Fun fact, Aston calls the DBX 707 the supercar of SUVs, and that's hard to argue with given its launch control figures. It's also noteworthy that the DBX 707 comes standard with a wet clutch AWD system for better power delivery. Quite exotic for an SUV. Number 10, 2025 Lamborghini Urus S. At number 10, the list takes another Italian turn with the Lamborghini Urus S, the updated model of the world's best-selling super SUV. Lamborghini calls it the original super SUV, and it lives up to the hype. Power comes from a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with mild hybrid assist, producing about 666 horsepower in the S model, enough to haul the 200-kilo Urus S to 60 miles per hour in around 3.5 seconds. In the higher Performante trim, Lambo tunes it up to 666 CV as well, with 0 to 62 in 3.3s. A 7-speed automatic channels power through all 4 wheels. The Urus S's ride is nearly magic carpet smooth on comfort mode, yet it corners with astonishing flatness on Sport Plus thanks to active torque vectoring and standard 4-wheel steering. Inside, the Urus mixes Lamborghini drama with modern tech. The cockpit is a riot of sharp angles and Alcantara/leather surfaces in bold colors. There are digital displays, including an optional AR head-up display and a central 10.1-inch touchscreen for infotainment. The driver-facing instrument panel is fully digital, with a racing-style layout. High-end materials abound: Italian leather, carbon fiber trim pieces, and an available Bang & Olufsen sound system. Even the rear seats get plenty of luxury touches: ventilated seats and USB-C ports. Lamborghini's Anima drive modes let you go from daily comfort to ferocious Corsa setup at the twist of a dial. Top speed of the Urus S is 305 km/h, about 190 miles per hour. Road-legal supercar velocity in an SUV body. Despite its wild performance, the Urus S is surprisingly practical. It can tow up to 7,700 pounds, and its rear hatch opens to about 21.5 cubic feet of cargo, expandable with folding rear seats. Pricing-wise, expect a base around $225,000, with loaded examples easily past $250,000. The Urus appeals to those who want Lamborghini badge and speed without sacrificing space. Imagine a tech billionaire who wants a Gelado's thrills and can seat a family of 5. Fun fact, Lamborghini's designers say the Urus interior expresses contemporary sophistication with luxurious comfort, which might be the mildest thing they've ever said about this raging bull. Number 9, 2025 Porsche Macan EV. At number 9 we find a wild card, Porsche's new all-electric Macan. The Macan was Porsche's compact SUV, and now it's reborn as a 100% electric model on the shared PPE architecture. The base, now rear-wheel drive, Macan EV carries a single electric motor producing about 355 HP, 265 kilowatt, and 415 lb-ft of torque. Even this base model is quick. Porsche claims about 5.4 seconds to 60 miles per hour with launch control, and it's expected to hit 290 miles of range on the EPA cycle. On top of that, Porsche offers the Macan 4S all-wheel drive with roughly 442 HP, 509 HP temporarily with overboost, and a top speed of 149 miles per hour. The flagship turbo model cranks up to 576 HP, 630 with overboost, nearly sports car territory, reaching 60 in just 3.1 seconds. Inside, the Macan EV gets the latest Porsche tech. It features a large central touchscreen for infotainment with wireless CarPlay and a configurable 12.3-inch driver display. The cabin layout is distinctly Porsche, a simple analog plus digital cluster design, premium sports seats, and minimal use of physical switches, with some haptic toggle controls. There is an optional full-width touch panel below the central screen for HVAC controls. As usual, build quality is excellent, with race-inspired seats available and an optional augmented reality head-up display on higher trims. On the road, the Macan EV handles with crisp steering and a low center of gravity, battery underfloor, while air suspension soaks up imperfections. One of the Macan EV's attractive points is range. The base RWD model claims up to 315 miles, quite high for an EV SUV. The Macan 4S is a bit less, and even the Turbo with 630 HP still advertises 288 miles thanks to efficiency tweaks. It also supports ultra-fast 800V charging up to 270 kilowatt, meaning a 10% to 80% charge in under 20 minutes. Pricing will start around $75,000 for the base and climb above $90,000 for Turbo. Number 8. 2025 Porsche Cayenne Turbo e-Hybrid. Continuing the Porsche theme, number 8 is the Porsche Cayenne Turbo e-Hybrid, the most powerful street-legal Cayenne ever. For 2024, Porsche ditched the S suffix and released a Cayenne Turbo e-Hybrid with staggering output, thanks to upgrades in both its twin-turbo 4-liter V8, now 591 HP, and a beefier electric motor, 174 HP. Total system output is 729 horsepower and 700 lb-ft of torque. Porsche claims 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds with this thing, and an insane top speed of 183 miles per hour. It's an absolute speed machine, yet still an SUV you can chauffeur grandma in. Inside, the Cayenne cabin is pure Porsche luxury. Expect a wraparound dashboard with a large 12.3-inch touchscreen, a separate 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, and high-quality materials throughout, soft leather, brushed metal, and subtle carbon fiber accents on turbo models. Rear seats are spacious with leather and optional heating ventilation. Porsche's Sport Chrono package, with launch control, is standard, and there are paddle shifters and a burbly exhaust for sportier drive modes. On the tech side, you get an 8-speaker Bose audio in bass or optional Burmester sound, plus advanced safety aids and off-road capability inherited from the Cayenne's roots. A hybrid travel note, the Cayenne Turbo e-Hybrid has an 18.9 kilowatt-hour battery and an 11 kilowatt onboard charger, allowing about 20 miles of electric range, enough for short errands in pure EV mode. But with the powerful V8 and hybrid boost, it remains a fuel guzzler under heavy throttle. $148,550. Pricing for this top-trim Cayenne is steep, about including destination. Number 7. 2025 Audi Q8. The Audi Q8 takes number 7 as a large luxurious coupe SUV from Ingolstadt. The 2025 Q8 blends aggressive styling with a posh interior. Under the hood, its top gasoline engine is a turbocharged 3-liter V6 making 335 HP and 369 lb-ft, taking about 5.5 seconds to 60. There's also a mild hybrid boost and an available SQ8 with more power, but the standard 335 HP version is our focus. The Q8 offers quattro all-wheel drive and optional air suspension for a composed ride. Inside, Audi delivers a tech feast. There is a dual touchscreen MMI system, a 10.1-inch upper screen for NAV media, and an 8.6-inch lower screen for climate and haptics. The digital Audi virtual cockpit is standard, a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with crisp graphics. Leather and Alcantara seats are available, with diamond stitching or Valcona leather, and even in base form the front sports seats are supportive. Audi's cabin ergonomics are top-notch, with logical controls and available features like massaging seats and heated rear seats. Space-wise, the Q8 is spacious for 5 adults, though the sloping roofline slightly limits rear headroom compared to boxier SUVs. The Q8's bold exterior, with wide single-frame grille and sleek coupe-like roof, signals luxury. It comes in trim levels like Premium, Premium Plus and Prestige. A loaded Prestige with all options can exceed $90,000. Even the base price is around $74,400 for a well-equipped model. Number 6. 2025 Mercedes-Benz G-Class. Ranking number 6 is the evergreen Mercedes-Benz G-Class, affectionately known as the G-Wagon. The G-Class has been around for decades but received a full overhaul recently. It's a rugged box on the outside, but inside it's the height of luxury. Mechanically, the range-topping AMG G63 takes center stage. Its handcrafted 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 48V mild hybrid churns out 527 HP and 627 pound-feet of torque, plus an extra 20 HP 148 pound-feet kick from the electric starter generator. That sends the G63 to 60 miles per hour in just about 4.2 seconds, blisteringly quick for a 5,500-pound truck. There's also a non-AMG G550 model with turbo inline 6 plus mild hybrid, doing around 4.5s to 60. Both share the signature G-Class ladder frame chassis, 3 locking differentials and 4WD transfer case for serious off-road ability. Inside, the G-Class is surprisingly sumptuous. You'll find the latest Mercedes M-Bucks interface with twin 12, 3-inch screens under one glass panel, Burmester surround sound, 27-speaker option, and luxurious touches like Napa leather upholstery and open-pore wood. Mercedes even offers a Maybach trim for the G-Class, raising luxury further. Unique tech includes 360-degree cameras and a new transparent hood mode showing the path under the front of the vehicle. Safety adds night vision and all the usual assists. Off-road features remain legendary. The new G has increased ground clearance 9.5 inches, can climb 100% incline, and ford 6 inches of water. In other words, you could literally climb a ladder or wade a river in this luxury armored vehicle. Pricing for a G63 is steep, expect starting around $160,000, and with options it can skyrocket into the $200,000 plus territory. The G550 is cheaper, around $130,000, but still ultra premium. Who it's for? The G-Class buyer is usually someone who wants luxury with an extreme bulletproof vibe. Think movie stars, oil sheikhs and business tycoons who might visit the Arctic one week and a red carpet event the next. Fun fact, the G63 has an off-road cockpit view with a 360-degree camera and transparent hood function, showing Mercedes' playful side even in this beast. Number 5. 2025 BMW X7. Climbing to number 5, we have the BMW X7, BMW's full-size flagship SUV. The 2025 X7 is as big and bold as they come, but with unmistakable Bavarian flair. It offers multiple powertrains. The base xDrive 40i sports a 3-liter turbo inline-6 with 375 HP, 5.6 sec to 60, while the range-topping M60i uses a 48V mild hybrid 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 cranking 523 HP, sprinting to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. Both feature xDrive AWD and an 8-speed automatic. Inside, the X7 is immediately impressive. A BMW curved display, combining a 12.3 digital gauge cluster and a 14.9 touchscreen, greets the driver. BMW's iDrive 8 software is bright and intuitive. High-end materials abound, individual merino leather upholstery, open-pore wood trim, and satin finish metals. Optional extras include a Bowers & Wilkins 1475-watt sound system with diamond dome speakers. The X7 offers either 6 or 7 seats. By default it's 7 across, but an optional 6-seat captain's chairs layout gives second-row occupants extra elbow room. In the 6-seat config there's an aisle to the third row. Maximum cargo space is about 94 CUFT with all rear seats folded. The base xDrive 40i starts near $80,000, while an X7 M60i blows past $110,000 even before lavish options. The X7 slots between the Mercedes GLS and Range Rover LWB in price and prestige. Number 4. 2025 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600. At number 4 sits the Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600, the pinnacle of Mercedes SUV luxury. Essentially, this is the GLS in Rolls-Royce attire. It's assembled in Alabama like other GL models, but the Maybach version is exclusively a 5 or 4-seater with every luxury under the sun. The engine is the same twin-turbo 4-liter V8 as the G63s, with the mild hybrid 48V system, tuned to 550 horsepower and 538 pound-feet. Despite the blinding power, the emphasis is on refinement. 0 to 60 comes in around 4.8 seconds, but in practice it feels effortless. What really sets the Maybach GLS apart is the interior experience. The cabin is exquisitely finished with quilted Napa leather across every surface, open-pore grey oak wood trim, and 64-color ambient lighting. The second row is where the magic happens. You can configure it as 2 sumptuous lounges with power recline, leg rests, and massage, effectively turning the back into a first-class suite. Rear passengers get their own fold-out tables, dual screens, and even an optional upgraded rear seat entertainment with an 11:6 screen on the headrests. Among the Maybach GLS features are heated armrests, vision-friendly reading lamps, and a rich fragrance diffusion system. It also comes standard with super luxury details like silver-plated air vents and footrests, truly spoiling backseat occupants. As you might expect, the price is formidable, starting around $178,450 for the GLS 600. A fully optioned Maybach GLS can easily exceed $200,000. This SUV competes with none other than Rolls-Royce and Bentley in comfort. Who it's for? Think CEO of a global conglomerate, or a superstar entertainer, anyone who demands the ultimate in rear cabin opulence. Fun fact, Mercedes literally calls the GLS the S-Class of SUVs, and with seats befitting a private jet, it's hard to argue. Number 3. 2025 Bentley Bentayga. Claiming the number 3 spot is the Bentley Bentayga, Britain's answer to the ultra-luxe SUV. Made at Bentley's Crewe factory, the Bentayga is a statement of wealth on wheels. Bentley offers it with 3 powertrains, a plug-in hybrid V6, a potent 4-liter twin-turbo V8, 542 HP in the S trim, and the crown jewel, a 6-liter W12 quad-turbo petrol with 626 HP for the speed model. The W12 unleashes enormous torque, up to 664 pound-feet, and carves through 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds, making the Bentayga W12 one of the fastest SUVs on Earth. Our count, however, focuses on the 2025 lineup in general, so note that even the modest V8 Bentayga has 542 horsepower and rockets in 4.4 seconds. Beyond power, it's the Bentayga's craftsmanship that wows. Its cabin can be heavily customized via Mulliner, Bentley's bespoke division. But even stock models stun. Think perfect wood veneers, handcrafted leather anywhere you touch, and metal trims milled to glint in the sun. The Bentayga was the first SUV ever to offer a choice of 7 interior hides and 14 veneers, ensuring no 2 Bentaygas are the same. Seats are enormous and can be massaging, heated, cooled. The optional rear theater even includes an espresso machine. Bentley's intuitive infotainment now features a 10.9-inch touchscreen and a digital dash, but they've retained physical toggle switches in piano black, a head-up display, Wi-Fi hotspot, and Naim audio with 1,950 watts. Yes, 1950W in the Grand Touring Speed are available. In the marketplace, the Bentayga is ultra-premium. A base V8 model starts in the mid-$200,000, and a fully loaded W12 speed pushes over $300,000. At this tier, it competes with the likes of Rolls-Royce and Lamborghini's top trims. Who it's for? The Bentayga buyer is someone who wants Bentley's legendary luxury in an SUV package, perhaps an oil baron who also enjoys Sunday drives off-road. Fun fact, Bentley enthusiasts love to note that the Bentayga is essentially the fastest three-row SUV. It once set a Guinness World Record for fastest SUV. Number 2, 2025, Land Rover Range Rover. At number 2 is arguably the most famous luxury SUV of all time, the Land Rover Range Rover. The 2025 Range Rover continues a lineage that dates to 1970, and its latest incarnation is all about combining opulence with capability. Manufactured in the UK, the flagship Range Rover offers an array of powertrains: a mild hybrid inline-six, a plug-in hybrid P550e with 606 HP combined, a 523 HP inline-six, and the top-of-line 523 HP supercharged V8. In its most potent form, the SV model, its 4.4-liter V8 delivers up to 606 horsepower and rockets to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds. This is a huge SUV. The long wheelbase version stretches nearly 200 inches, yet it can hustle like a sports sedan. The Range Rover's interior is stately and super refined. For 2025, Land Rover focused even more on luxury: genuine leather seats, semi-aniline hides, real wood veneers, and metal finishes abound. A heated 3-zone or 4-zone climate system is standard, along with a panoramic glass roof. Touchscreens include a pair of 11.4-inch touch displays for infotainment and climate, plus a 13.7-inch digital gauge display. Rear passengers in long wheelbase models get reclining seats, heated cooled option, and an infotainment screen in the tailgate. The door panels can be trimmed in quilted suede, and every switch feels solid. Surround sound is catered by Meridian Audio, up to 1,400 watts. Starting price is sky high, around $104,000 for a standard long wheelbase P530, and SV models well over $200,000. Who it's for? The Range Rover shopper wants the ultimate blend of royal-level luxury and true off-road chops. Clients include royals, heads of state, and celebrities who want to climb aboard something fitting their status. Fun fact, Land Rover's chief design says the Range Rover is like a Naeem amplifier on wheels, referencing the hi-fi level detail in its interior finish. Number 1, 2025 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. And finally, at number 1, the crown jewel of luxury SUVs, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Named after the largest diamond ever found, the Cullinan is Rolls-Royce's first SUV, and it instantly became the gold standard. Hand-built in England, it is bespoke luxury on wheels. The Cullinan Series 2, 2025 model, retains its 6.75-litre twin-turbo V12, producing 563 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. It can sprint to 60 miles per hour in about 4.8 seconds despite its 6,000-pound curb weight. Effortless performance thanks to that V12. Each engine is crafted by a single technician. Tech is wrapped in Rolls-Royce's signature restraint. The infotainment screen hides flush with the dash when not in use. You get GPS nav, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and a premium bespoke audio system. On the safety side, it has night vision with pedestrian detection, autonomous emergency braking, and a Rolls-approved rather than run-of-the-mill driver assist suite. The Cullinan's air suspension features planar suspension and an advanced AWD system, delivering the famous magic carpet ride, a ride so smooth that bumps feel like wisps on this ultra-luxury craft. Additionally, the Cullinan is actually a very capable 4x4. It can wade 22 inches deep and climb 45% slopes thanks to its all-terrain tech. As for cost, as expected, it's astronomical. The base Cullinan starts around $350,000, and options regularly drive it to $400,000 plus, with typical clients spending $450,000 or more. The target customer is beyond wealthy. Think heads of state, global magnates, or royalty. A frequently told quip is that every Cullinan buyer gets a free Blue Badge valet placard. From first-class cabins to adrenaline-pumping engines, these 2025 luxury SUVs have redefined opulence. But if you thought luxury was impressive, Wait until you see what raw power looks like. Subscribe now and join a world where performance meets prestige. This is the Speed Freak Show, where luxury rides louder.